Yo guys, what is up? Max in our first Descendant video, and today we're talking about some big changes coming to the game, particularly revolving around farming. Now, I want to do two things with this video. One, I want to bring you the news and what's happening in regards to outposts and the farming of them. But two, I also wanted to kind of talk about some changes that I'm hoping and proposing for the game. The devs have been really on the nose with the community and responding, and it seems like they're really like in tune with what's happening. And they've also been really good at making changes that players have suggested, and so today I not only want to bring you some news and what's happening with the game, but also bring up some changes that I really would like to see. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's get right into it. So the very first thing to talk about is the note that came out yesterday regarding strategic outposts and in response to the air quotes valby run. Now, I posted a video about this run. I wasn't the first person to discover it, but it's basically a strategy where you farm a Vulgus Fortress outpost where the mobs infinitely respawn, and it is just better than any other farm in the game by a large margin. I level up my Descendants to level 40 in 20 minutes in it. My weapons go to level 40 in about 20 minutes, and it's the best gold and Kuiper farm in the game. It's like really not close to anything else. It is just kind of busted. And even the devs say that it is dropping 2 to 3 times higher rewards than any other location. So they are acknowledging that it is pretty insane. Now, the thing that they're doing with this is they're kind of responding to it, but in a very restrained way. So what they say is, as the valby run became very popular very quickly with our community, we assume many players have researched valby to enjoy the newly discovered content. The current issue has occurred clearly by our own mistake, but we do not wish to suddenly remove it because it has already become a solid content of TFD. So we'd like to inform you that we're preparing a patch without completely blocking the Fortress Outpost issue and to keep allowing the players to enjoy playing like before. However, at the same time, we will update other farming locations to match the efficiency equivalent to the Fortress Outpost. So what they're saying here is that they're not going to remove this farm. Rather, they want to make other farms as good as the Fortress Outpost farm, which is crazy. So basically, they don't want us to just be doing this one. They're going to make other farms as good as the one that we're doing right now. And then they continue on to say, although we've insisted that no additional patch will be necessary next week, we've been preparing a new hotfix 1.04, prioritized to apply improvements so that we could finalize the week 5 development schedule. The main purpose for patch 1.04 is to reduce the cooldown time for Vulgus strategic outposts and to rebalance the locations for collecting void fragments. Also, we're planning to diversify methods for gold supply by enhancing gold efficiencies within special operations. So not only are they going to be reducing the cooldown times on the outposts, if you are farming these outposts right now, it's probably one of my biggest complaints with the game is the outposts. Even in private, you leave, you come back, they're on cooldown. It can be really frustrating. It's not a fun gameplay loop just to sit there waiting or constantly fast traveling, hoping that your timer goes down by like 3 minutes. So they're going to be reducing the cooldown times on those. I don't know what they will actually be. And they're also going to be rebalancing collecting void fragments so that the void fragment farms feel better. And they're also going to be moving gold and gold efficiency to special operations. This is something that in my in the like valby farm video, I like specifically was like, hey, the reason this is just going to keep happening is because the harder content and the dungeons don't have the same level of rewards as just mindlessly farming a big AoE location. So it looks like they've kind of responding to that a bit, which is really cool, and moving some of those gold drops to dungeons. Next up, they say, as we continue our live service for the first Descendant, we have no plan to respond by simply nerfing certain content for any gameplay which collides with our intentions. We respect every content created by our players and will do our best to create a game that all players can enjoy together for a long time. We appreciate your endless feedback and interest to our game and will endeavor to provide a better gaming environment that will fulfill your expectations. Next up, they do an additional note that says, so we'd like to inform you that we're preparing a patch without completely blocking the Fortress Outpost issue and to keep allowing the players to enjoy playing like before. However, at the same time, we will update other farming locations to match the efficiency equivalent to the Fortress Outpost. This note is a little confusing to me because they say that we're going to, without completely blocking the Fortress Outpost. So it sounds like they might be like maybe nerfing it a little bit and then bringing other farms up to the Fortress Outpost farms, because they do say they're going to repairing a patch without completely blocking it and then buffing other things. So I think this farm will get a little bit worse, but they're also going to be bringing up the efficiency of other farms. So first off, I want to say absolutely amazing communication by the devs. They've been really fast to respond to things. And I also want to compliment them on their restraint. I have played a lot of looter shooters, and it's so frustrating watching them make the same mistakes over and over and over again. And that is doing big changes and nerfs within the first 2 weeks of like a game launch. I've seen it happen with Outriders, I've seen it happen with Borderlands, I've seen it happen with Wonderlands, and so many other like loot-based games and ARPGs. Diablo did its massive nerf patch that killed a lot of interest for so many players. And the devs are, you know, you can tell that they play their game. We were posting videos about builds. The community was showing builds killing bosses, and they're like, hey, honestly, this isn't even the strongest build. There's other weapons, there's other builds that are stronger. You know what I mean? They're letting the meta establish itself. They're letting the farms be good. They're buffing drop rates. They're letting the game breathe. And then they're going to be making their changes. They're not rushing to nerf the very first thing that seems efficient or strong. And that is so good because they've got faith in their game and they seem to know what they're doing when it comes to responding and addressing their community. So amazing there. Now we get to the part of the video that is the reason I wanted to make this video, and that is to talk about a change that I'd love to see. Now, currently, one of the biggest flaws with the game, and I love the game, I have over 200 hours in it, but one of the big changes that I'd like to see has to do with amorphous material and farming. Now, currently, amorphous material, you open up and you are trying to get something from it. Maybe you want ultimate Ajax, you want ultimate Glay, you want a Python, you want an Afterglow, and you could open 2 of them and get exactly what you want, or you could get 50. You could open 50 of these and not get what you want. My big issue right now is that you want to always feel rewarded for your time. Whether you can log in and play for 2 hours or you can log in and play for 10, you want that time spent to feel good and like you're working towards something. Opening 1 of these or opening 50 of them and not getting the single part that you need just feels bad, and there's nothing that you can do with 25 Leapic parts. I keep seeing posts on Reddit of people that are trying to get one thing or get something particular, and they're getting 52 Kyle parts or 12 parts for a weapon that they don't need. There are reasons to get duplicates of weapons. You can enhance their unique abilities, but there's no reason that there's nothing you could do with like 45 Leapic parts or 52 Kyle parts or 12 blueprint parts from a weapon. You can't dismantle them. And what I would love to see is a system that allows you to take these parts that you don't need and allow them to basically craft stabilizers. I think that would work incredibly well. Right now, for example, if I'm to open, let's say, this amorphous material 120, and all I want from it is the Eugen code. If I get 10 Secret Garden synthetic fibers before I get a single Eugen code, it'd be really great if I could take those Secret Garden synthetic fibers, just for an example, if I could take like 5 of them or 4 of them, whatever the number is, and use them to go to the research lady and craft a specific stabilizer. In this case, it would be stabilizer form 8 to a stabilizer to open these, and then I would have a better chance at getting the Eugen code. That way, if I'm opening these and I'm not getting what I wanted, at least I'm still working towards something. I'm still working towards getting extra stabilizers. Yes, you can farm these stabilizers in dungeons when you're opening these amorphous materials a lot of the time, but there's no like good feeling when you get like 4 Glay enhanced cells. There's nothing you can do with that right now. Yes, trading will be a thing, but it's not a thing right now. And I think this would be an amazing system so that if you are opening a ton of something, you're actually helping yourself, whether you're getting what you want or not. You'd be able to constantly build stabilizers if you're really grinding so that you're giving yourself the best chance at getting the thing that you want. I think this would make the game feel a lot better and a lot more rewarding because then you have something to do with your duplicates. It solves the whole, like, now I have 8 Leapic parts. I already have a Leapic build. What do I do with that? And it allows you to feel better about the RNG in the game. Another one of the big complaints that I see about the RNG in this game is that it's really tough, you know? You've got RNG chances on top of RNG chances. You got a chance to drop the amorphous material, then a chance to get the thing that you want. And so I think this system would solve a lot of the some of the issues with the game. There are other things that I want to talk about, but this is like the main point that I wanted to bring across in this video, is a way to use the parts that you're getting that you never plan on using and make them useful to you so that you can try to get the things that you want more consistently with better odds, but also you're still being rewarded for your time spent. I think this is a better mechanic than like just increasing the chance of the thing when you don't get it, because obviously, like, who knows what you're actually going for. And it would give a good feeling to getting those drops that you don't need, because anytime you open an amorphous material, you're making progress. That's kind of the big key with these looter shooter games, is you want to feel like you're making progress. You want to constantly be feeling rewarded for your time, and that is not really the case right now. If you open an amorphous material, you log on, you open 8 amorphous materials, you get 8 Kyle parts, and you already built Kyle, then you basically have gotten nothing from your time playing. And so that is the change that I wanted to propose, and that is the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of my idea, and also huge W on the communication from the devs and the changes that they're bringing to the Valby farm and the other outpost, taking those timers off and so on and so forth. Guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Peace.